Dillian the Body Snatcher right here. It's a champ. Big up to Sporting Icon. Subscribe. Otherwise, I might pay you guys a visit.
So Dillian Whyte, in his post-fight interview with IFL TV, link in the description box, tells the WBC, reinstate my WBC Interim World Heavyweight title. Put that status back on the line. Give me my mother-loving belt. And Dillian Whyte is absolutely correct. Listen, people could talk about his performance tonight against Wach. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest, but it is what it is. You know, you win some, you lose some, as in performance-wise. But ultimately, Dillian Whyte continues his undefeated streak with Mark Tibbs in his corner. Dillian Whyte, he's been cleared of any kind of wrongdoings. UKAD proved that it was a contamination of one particular sample. He's passed every other sample that there could possibly be, including VADA, and the WBC still weren't good enough. They decided to make him look guilty before anything was proven and removed his mandatory position and interim world heavyweight title. Now, the WBC. Now, I have seen that some people have been speaking with the WBC. People have sent me screenshots of the WBC's responses to them when they've said that you need to be reinstating Dillian Whyte immediately. We need a statement. And quite clearly, listen, every time I'm seeing screenshots of people speaking to the WBC seem to talk back at people, down to them, and disrespectfully. The latest one was one of them. Listen, I'm not going to mention your name just in case you don't want to be mentioned, but this guy, he spoke to the WBC, told them to put Dillian Whyte's interim world heavyweight title back online, come out with a statement, and they come back with mocking him. This is what the WBC do. They mocked him for telling him to put the WBC interim world heavyweight title back around the waist of Dillian Whyte. Now, Dillian Whyte is absolutely correct. After all the crap he's gone through, all this kind of stuff, he's been going through, 5 months of pure hell. Pure hell. Imagine the fact that he had to go into a very, very dangerous and arguably the most important fight of his professional career when it comes to an interim world heavyweight title by fighting Oscar Rivas. He wins that one. He then gets a automatic world heavyweight title shot. And of course, if Deontay Wilder has an obligation, such as, for example, he's going to be fighting Tyson Fury on February 22nd. If Deontay Wilder cannot make that date, he pulls out the fight. Dillian Whyte will then replace Deontay Wilder as world heavyweight champion and fight Tyson Fury. That's what it means to be interim world heavyweight champion. You're basically champion in recess is what you are. So the WBC need to be reinstating Dillian Whyte. And for everybody who's saying that Dillian Whyte didn't put on a great performance, Deontay Wilder will smoke him, cool. I have no problem with people believing that Wilder will win, none whatsoever. But here's the thing, you've got to get Wilder in the ring first. Quite clearly he don't want it. Dillian Whyte has been number one for I don't know how many goddamn days now. Must be close to 1,000, must be. But either way, Wilder just don't want that smoke. He's turned down multiple fight offers. He rematched an old man in Luis Ortiz. And now the WBC have made Tyson Fury mandatory. When Tyson Fury didn't even ask to be mandatory. Even he said himself, I don't need to be mandatory. I've got the fight anyway. But WBC, you see, they're covering tracks because they know that Deontay Wilder's been given a free ride ever since he's become champion. He's only had 2 mandatories in what will be 5 years next month. But he's supposed to have one every year. So you don't have to be a genius at mathematics to work out that he's 3 mandatories behind. So they just put Tyson Fury in there as a way to make up the numbers. Basically giving Deontay Wilder a free ride when it should be Dillian Whyte in that ring. Tyson Fury knows this as well. Tyson Fury has said, yes, Dillian Whyte should get a world heavyweight title fight. Ultimately, here's what I want to happen. Tyson Fury defeats Deontay Wilder on February 22nd, gives him an absolute schooling. That's what I want to see. And then Deontay Wilder will then hopefully retire. All his fanboys will sod the hell off. And then we see a huge, mega fight. Tyson Fury versus Dillian Whyte, an all-British classic for the WBC and lineal. And who knows, maybe Ring Magazine title, if the Ring Magazine title is rumoured to be on the line with Wilder and Fury. But now Anthony Joshua's won. Maybe he's going to be reinstated as number 1. So who knows if the Ring Magazine title's going to be on the line. Ultimately, I don't care about Undisputed. I don't particularly want to be seeing Joshua against Wilder. For me, Joshua absolutely smokes him, but I want to see Dillian Whyte get his world heavyweight title fight against Deontay Wilder, and he will smoke Deontay Wilder. He will knock his jaw off. I promise you that. Dillian Whyte in a full training camp, with a clear head, with nothing hanging over him. Wilder is in a whole world of trouble, and the longer Wilder leaves it, the more trouble he's going to be in. And if the mandatory is forced in a year's time, Dillian Whyte will beat Wilder and there'll be no rematch clause. It's mandatory. And either way, Dillian Whyte tells WBC, reinstate my title immediately. He's absolutely correct. Immediately. No tomorrow, no next day, immediately. In fact, you should have already done it. It's been 36 hours now. You should have already done it. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.